Oi, my drillas, it is a big doddy cow here for the awaited, requested, impending doom demon form build, which is the build I have made myself for this league in Path of Exile Runes of Aldur. So, I just want to give a quick disclaimer. I'm not one of the big, nerdy, smart guys, or like your average streamer who understands Path of Exile systems through and through. I'm pretty much a casual who's just managed to make something work quite nicely for myself this league. And I've seen a few people requesting a guide on how to play it. They wanting build guides. Of course, I haven't followed the build guide. So yeah, this is my attempt at making one so that you guys can replicate or even push my build to higher limits. And if you do, I'd love to see some videos and whatnot. Without further ado though, let's get right into the build. So yeah, how's best to show this? Probably with Path of Building and not in Path of Exile. But yeah, I'm gonna run some footage over of some content I've been doing. And in the meantime, let's talk about the business. I'm gonna make sure my camera's not in the way, so let's just resize this to be a bit nicer. Excuse me. So, what have we got going for us? I think first let's talk about the ascendancy and some of the skill points a little bit, as that's fresh on my mind right now. So, for my ascendancy, of course, Master Darkness for demon form builds is a perfect. Pyromantic Pact and Grinning Immolation helps with the sustain. Now, if you don't know how demon form works, let me give you a quick rundown. Every time you gain 1 stack of Demon Flame, it does damage to you. If I just, actually no, I can do it in skills, can't I? So, when you take, when you get 1 stack of Demon Flame, at my level, which is 92, I'm losing 18.5 life per second. But, every stack gives me 3% more spell damage per Demon Flame. There is no cast speed benefit that stacks. You just get a flat 25% cast speed while in demon form. As you can see here, I entered demon form. And you're going to see right now, my life is slowly diminishing. So, how do we rectify this? Bosh, you see this? You see this? Bang, goes full. I'm getting it all back. And the energy shield. Why? Because of recoup. And that's basically how we sustain demon form to high stacks these days. We don't regen, we don't do anything else fancy, we recoup. That's why we take Pyromantic Pact. Not because it makes it easier for us to cast spells, because it lets us deal damage to ourselves. Same with Grinning Immolation. We spam crits and bam. We ignite it, and it's great, it's more damage to ourselves. That lets us get to the high sustain. Now, for those of you who are quite early in your progression, you may want to consider not running Master Darkness, and just going for Demonic Possession. You can trial and error between Pyromantic Pact and Grinning Immolation, for your early ascendancy points. It's one you gotta play by ear sort of thing, which is why I'd never recommend this build in hardcore. Yeah, it's so much risk, and even with a perfect setup, you can still get into a point where you're like, okay, I gotta go back to my hideout because I'm on 1 life, and if I spend max flame, I'm going to die from it. And I'll tell you why in a minute. It's from a certain passive I am taking, or a certain skill point I'm taking, in regards to energy shields. But, what can you play instead of some of these points? Bringer of Flames is great. A good bit of extra damage. You could also run with the Loyal Hellhound. More, it's just damage. But most of all, I had a point where I was just running, what do you call it? I didn't run Master Darkness. I took the spell damage and the life nodes, because the life means, due to Pyromantic Pact getting rid of all of my life and energy shield, means I'm recouping more. So it was a lot tankier when I had the extra life. But of course, yeah. Dropped it for Master Darkness. This is the end result you want to be aiming for. But if you've got to make some sacrifices, then those are the nodes I'd recommend taking. Now, let's dive into the skill tree a bit. It's one of these energy shield nodes here. This is the one I'm talking about, which is why you die if you're on 1 life. So, extra energy shield, but the damage you take, 5% of damage you take, goes through energy shield. Which means you're going to trigger damage to your life right before you, what do you think we call it? Recoup. Hence why you can die. So, you got to be careful. As for the build, yeah, I've gone for quite... So, let's talk about the recoup setup first. I've gone for speed of recoup and just general extra recoup here. And I'll talk to you why I was over on that part of the tree in a bit. Gone for all the recoup nodes here. I was playing about with volatility, which if you can get work, Taut Flesh is going to be great for. But just in general, hey, that's going to do nicely for any melees I receive. And then there's also the recoup nodes down here. But, you know, that's all life recoup. So how does that apply to our energy shield? Sacrosanctum. I'll get into gear in detail a bit later. But that bottom line, damage taken recouped as life is also recouped as energy shield, is what makes having the tree recoup nodes so powerful. Alongside that, we have recoup on belt, neck, and I think you could also get it on helmet, but I haven't been, I haven't got and bought a helmet with recoup yet. Alongside that, because I'm playing with Despair, I'm going for quite a few of the Chaos nodes. Particularly, this one is best in slot. Why? Because level of Chaos skills means more mana spent. More mana spent means more times I can proc the damage taken from myself. Thus, more recoup. To combo with that, I have a Heroic Tragedy, Timeless Jewel. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't really change anything else in the area to something that good. I've tried multiple combinations, but I can't find anything. So just buy the cheapest one, please. But the reason we're getting it is for one singular node. Nightly Tenets. No inherent bonus from intelligence. The evasion rating we don't care about. But the intelligence gives us mana. Baseline. So by having this, it means we have really low Infernal Flame. For me, I think it, like, did over half of my Infernal Flame. I think it took it down from 1500 to like 700 and something. So it was incredibly powerful for me. Made me able to trigger Pyromantic Pact way more often. It's just goated. Now alongside these nodes, I'd also recommend taking Energy Shield nodes, as the more Energy Shield you have, the more damage you're going to be able to take from Pyromantic Pact and Grinning Immolation. As for this, I've kind of got these spell damage nodes as well. I dropped this one because the reduced cast speed means I trigger Pyromantic Pact less. You could opt to go for the increased cast speed nodes here. Although that's not a very good example. There's probably better on the tree, but I haven't looked at it yet. You could also opt to go for some crit, as of course you're getting crazy high numbers. Crit scaling is just going to be very nice to get more consistent big damn. You can also go for Area of Curses, which I'm actually thinking of dropping these 3 nodes and going into in the next level. And yeah, before I just go and go off on a tangent and try and plan some new routes on what I want to get, I'm just going to leave it there. Fully up to you. Now, last thing I want to talk about on the tree before I move on are our skill jewels. That's it, jewels. So, this is an example of what I think is really good. Increased chaos damage, maximum energy shield, 3% of damage recouped as life, and recovering some life from kill. Very nice. All stats which allow us to get to higher demon flame stacks, makes us tanky in the process, and gives us a nice bit of damage. I've also got some different variants. So I've got critical hit chance for spells on here, which that's not an amazing stat because I'm not stacking that much crit. So ideally, you know, maybe after this video, I'm probably going to rebuy and get something better than that. And then down here, we also, yeah, this is also not a very good one, but it does have the damage while shapeshifted, node, which is a pretty good one in my opinion. Definitely worth taking. Chaos damage down for shapeshifted, amazing nodes to have. Just makes you pump out even more damage on baseline before the extra spell damage starts kicking in. Yeah, that about wraps it up for the tree. Allocations, I forgot to mention, big one for recoup, is Pileable Flesh. 6% of damage taken recouped as life, and 25% increased speed of recoup effects. That increased speed is lovely for, like, it's just good. There's nothing more to say. Like, having the extra 6% recoup here from actually talenting it could be an option to take, but I do feel like, at least with the chaos setup I'm running, I quite like what I've got here, and I don't want to invest too many more points in yeah, like random attributes and getting to other nodes. Take what I can get, what's within reach, you know. But, yeah, maybe one of you will find something that's a lot better, and I'll be very interested to see from there. Right, that is all for the Path of Building tree. Let's get into our items first, before we go look at skills and DPS. So, for a weapon, I've got a pretty damn good weapon, if I do say so myself. Now, of course, the flammability magnitude is a pretty dead stat on this, but the cast speed, the extra damage, chaos damage, and the level chaos spell skills and spell damage are all amazing. For lower budget setups, just aim on getting plus the level of your chaos spell skill gems, as that's going to let you spend more mana and deal more damage. And, yeah, on top of that, you can just sock it in. I'd recommend getting the rune, which adds levels to your spell skills as a priority, and then plus the spell damage is a very good rune to have in general as well. The other stuff is, yeah, you could definitely aim for this stuff at some point, but while you're on budget, just getting extra damage is, yeah, extra damage is just nice. Increased damage is nice. Cast speed is amazing. I'd say, as a baseline, you really want to get spell damage, spell skill levels, and cast speed. A note for all of your gear is you want to have, like, in your trading setup, yeah, you want to do this for every bit of gear I'm gonna show. Except my ugly mug is in the way, so let me just hide myself a sec. Bosh. Every single bit of gear you're gonna buy, you want to hit a not filter, yeah? Maximum mana. Okay. I can't spell. There we go. Pseudo maximum mana. And you leave it at that. You do not want any mana on your gear. It means you have more Infernal Flame. It makes it harder to proc your Pyromantic Pact. Don't get mana. It's bad for you. It's unhealthy. But yeah. The next big thing, as I mentioned earlier, is Sacrosanctum. Of course, if you could get perfect rolls, great. But the most important roll to get is getting the damage taken recouped as life as high as you can on the market. And then, of course, there's the line below it. Damage taken recouped as life is also recouped as energy shield. That's just what it is. I'll just quickly mention runes as well. You can use your runes to get your elemental resistances up at first. Then when you're capped on them, I'd advise swapping it to increase your energy shield, as that means more damage from Pyromantic Pact and Grinning Immolation. You're probably getting bored of me saying that now, so apologies. As for helmet, energy shield, life, great stuff. Getting our resistances, also amazing. Would have been great if I got recoup on my helmet, but I don't have recoup on my helmet because I'm a slacker and I just don't check the market much at all. But yeah, this helmet is doing just fine for me. And for proof that you don't need to absolutely min-max this build to get the crazy high numbers, I'm sitting here and I'm sort of ending my demon form in most maps at 250, but I can get to 300 at a good run. I think also with just spamming, I did manage to just hit over 300. But like it wasn't it was out of combat, spamming my despair, just seeing how high I could go with my setup. Gloves is more just like generic, increase your life, get your resistances, and add a bit of tankiness. Boots is the same story, but also getting movement speed, as playing without that movement speed sucks. Amulet, yeah, like I say, you really want to get the pileable flesh. The rarity is really nothing special. Spell skills is an important one to get, and spell damage, of course, is also lovely to have. More damage, the better. Getting extra energy shield and life is nice. Bit of resistances are cool and all, but the amulet can be quite an expensive piece, so it's probably better to get your resistances on the other piece of gear if possible. As for your rings, life, increased chaos damage, and resistances are what you want. You might be seeing the life per enemy killed thing. It's helpful, you know, but it's not a be-all end-all. It's not something you need. Just a nice thing to have. Then also, here we go, another increased damage. It's got life because it's got strength on it. And it's got resistances. The other stats on here are quite useless. Fire damage to attacks does nothing. Increase attack damage on a low life also does nothing. It's just some bad stats that came, which, you know, I should replace. I should get a better item, but I don't know how to craft, and I got bored of searching trade, and like I say, my build is doing just fine for the purposes I want, which was clearing all the league challenges. And so now I'm just farming currency for a bit of fun, bit of end of league, and all that jazz. Belt, you really want to max out the fire damage taken recouped as life. It's definitely within budget to be able to max that out as of, well, at least when I bought it. Maybe not when I recorded this video, I don't know, but if it isn't, then sorry, get farming, guys. But, yeah, that's a very powerful node, especially since Pyromantic Pact and Grinning Immolation deal fire damage to you. So, yeah, this just lets you recoup even more. Maximum life and fire resistance are the other two good stats on here. Having 3 charm slots is also quite nice. Why? You definitely want to get a freeze immune charm and a stun immune charm. Not being able to play the game gets you killed is dangerous. And if you get stuck on, like, 1 life, because you've been caught in a stun or freeze, in the middle of a pack, your energy shield will keep you alive until you proc Pyromantic Pact. So the only thing you can do is run and pray you can town portal. But, yeah, with these charms, that almost never happens. I don't think it has happened to me since I fixed my charms last week. Arkali's gift is just, yeah, this is actually quite useless for me now since, I've changed up my, flask. But it's nice to remove poison, because poison is a, bit of a problematic one. But yeah, I'd recommend getting, just a regular blue antidote charm. Or, you know, if you see any other, ailments which are struggling, making things a struggle for you, or you need a bit of extra resistances in the earlier stage of a build, then definitely swap the charm into something to handle that. Now, our first flask is going to be Blood of a Warrior, because it gives us extra recoup during the effect. That's it. That's why you're taking it. You press that, and yeah, you just recoup more. Your mana flask does not matter. We don't play with mana. It's irrelevant. You can literally unbind it, and that's so fine. But your Blood of a Warrior is what is the big boy. You want this. Maybe I should quality that. That's your big boy flask. Yeah, you are you are definitely going to become an enjoyer of this. I can say that for certain. Now, if you don't mind me, I need a bit of tea before I continue explaining, because I'm a Brit and that is what fuels me ultimately. Wonderful. Let me talk to you a bit about POB and how we can manipulate the tool we have in front of us to sort of showcase the stats we want to use. And I also talk a little bit about the skills we use and what we can do with them. So, your main source of damage is going to be Despair. Why? Because of Doom Blast, Impending Doom. Let me just go into our skills and our links here. With Despair, which I'm trying to corrupt to get something nice with, but didn't get lucky. We have Magnified Area, Decaying Hex, Impending Doom, Cursed Ground, and Spell Cascade. These are all very big. This is the setup I found, which personally allows you to trigger the most Impending Dooms, and also to... my mind's gone blank. Spend the most amount of Infernal Flame. There might be a better solution. There might be some stuff you could do to get like a smaller area, but more mana spending, or bigger area but less mana. But this is personally what I find has been working for me the best. Yeah, this is just your main damage skill, and you can sort of calculate, look at the damage, like here, with, if I go into my calcs, no, my config, this is where we're going to be sort of looking at how we deal our damage, with the demon form stuff. So I'd recommend turning on currently shapeshifted, because you are. You can look at withered stacks, as I do use withering presence. So yeah, sometimes I think I'm looking at like 6 or 7 tops on a boss, but usually it just doesn't get high, and fights end before I really get to high numbers. But if I look, like earlier I mentioned that I'm leaving demon form at 250 stacks, so my final damage hits will be 781,000 from a singular Impending Doom, which is lovely. Combine it with a few other things that we run, it's huge. But yeah, you can use this Demon Flame stacks to calculate what you the damage you deal when you're higher. As for quest reward stuff, I'm not going to talk about it too much. I just picked what was useful for me. You'll be able to grab this. You'll see it in my POB. It should be linked in the description down below. As for other skills, so my auras, I run Arctic Armor because it makes me feel safe. I run I'll see myself out. I can't talk. Withering Presence. I run that because applying Wither is just free extra chaos damage, and we like that. And then finally, I run Ravenous. There's too many R's and W's, and I'm thirsty. Don't judge me. Ravenous Swarm. Just chaos damage, innit? But yeah. I tried to make a Castle Element thing work. It didn't work. Don't try it. I tried to make Castle Crit work. Impending Doom crits don't count. Don't try it. Burning Inscription doesn't count for Castle Element either. Just don't bother. It's tempting. Don't. It's not worth the hassle. It just causes an immense amount of a big sad. Don't do it. I also have Hex Blast here from leveling. It was nice before I got my Impending Doom setup going. But yeah, eventually this became a button I never ever press. Unleashed does not really exist for me. Don't know why Hound. Oh yeah, because I had Hound in the very early game, but I don't use it at all anymore. Now before I swap to Impending Doom, this was, as you can see by the name of the build, this was an EDC build. So we had Essence Drain, Bosh. We had Contagion, Bosh. and we had Dark Effigy supporting it, and my Despair just it had magnified effect. I forgot what the support gem is called. The one that makes your curse stronger. And yeah, the curse was a support for the build before becoming the main skill. But yeah, EDC is still worth... Well, EDC and Dark Effigy is still worth pressing on bosses, I'd say. Why? ED does a lot of damage. Especially if we go... if we just pull it up now. If we look at damage over time... At lower level, at low stacks, it's pretty low. But let's say we want a boss from like 200... 290 extra damage per second while you're spamming Impending Dooms. It's worth it. It's nice. It hits pretty nicely. Pretty good. Pretty hard. So does the Dark Effigy. The Violet Fusions is hit DPS to begin with. It's quite low, but it is somewhat similar to the Impending Doom. 200 stacks, boom. 461. Just a blast coming out. It's like... I think I hit like once every 0.9 seconds with how I've got it set up. So yeah, it's just a nice bit of extra damage coming out in combination with your Impending Doom. And then the Contagion is mainly because of Chaotic Freeze, really. All these other supports were legit for when EDC was my main skills, and Chaotic Freeze is now kind of the only reason I use it on bosses. I might change one of these, like maybe Unleashed to be longer duration or something, or Magnified Area to be longer duration, one of the two. Rapid casting is still worth that, where I can get back to spamming Impending Doom and filling up my mana quickly. But, yeah, having it last long and being able to freeze the boss, because of course all your other chaos damage is going to help you do that. Really, really handy. Just another layer of survivability you got. So, yeah. That's kind of it for the skills and the configuration, calculations. Yeah, this is your best friend. I think that's everything. I'm probably going to add in the segments of gameplay at various points. It's either going to be here or earlier when I said so. But yeah, this is a very, very nice build where I can quite simply walk and spam Despair. It's a one-handed build. It's beautiful. And well, as I end this video, I am just gonna, you know, spam as much of this as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. It's been a banger. I hope this helps you to play the same build as me and you have fun with it. If you want to share with me any advancements you make to the build, I'd love to see or hear it. Definitely feel free to send me a message on Discord. If you make a video of your own pushing this build even further, then yeah, I'd love to see what you guys can do with it. But either way, have a wonderful day. Been a pleasure as always. If you feel like it, then please feel free to give a like and subscribe, and share with a friend you think might be interested in playing the Chaos Demon Form build. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful day. See you later. Oh! Right, okay, yeah, we're just gonna, like, fight a pinnacle boss.
Yeah? Why not?
Yeah, I was definitely not prepared for it. Okay. Right. What are we doing? God, this audio is terrifying. That beam is lethal. Would you like phase 2 him now? Just follow the wisp. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, shit. Phase 2. Oh.